I'm Jennifer Marie Keller. Welcome to my Diary of a Painter. This week, I'm working on my Icarus painting. The title is I'm Like Icarus, but I Know How to Swim. I finished up a still life I had been working on last week, so now I can really just focus on this Icarus painting, which is great. And I am in the resolving stage mostly for this painting, which is fun because every time I work on it, I'm mostly doing subtle things, but it makes a big impact on the painting. So then every time I work on it, I'm making the painting better and better and better. I'm focusing on the figure now, and right now specifically the face. The figure is the subject of the painting, and so I want to get that resolved and finished first so I can then base everything off of the figure, so I make sure that the figure is standing out as it should be since it is the subject. So this week I worked on the face, and what I got done was the eyes, nose, and mouth. I will probably go over all these areas again and make more and more subtle adjustments here and there, but they're really close to being done right now, which is cool to see. So in this clip, I show the day when I work on the mouth and go into the shadow side of the face and work on that eye area in the shadow. Now I'm looking in a mirror because it's a self-portrait, and I also have my drawing of the facial expression taped to the wall right beside my painting where I can reference. Also, I have taped to my mirror a picture of the Rembrandt painting that my expression is inspired from, which is his painting of Lucretia. And he has two paintings of Lucretia, but I used this one as the inspiration. Now, my head is a bit different position and my mouth is slightly open, but I found looking at the Rembrandt painting really helpful, especially for the eyes. Since I can only make eye contact with myself in the mirror, it was good to reference another set of eyes that are looking in the direction that I want my eyes in the painting to be looking. Also, I ended up setting up my computer as well, so I could look at the Rembrandt painting on my computer screen, which is so much better to look at the colors then from my computer screen rather than the reference image that I printed off of my home printer. And in the Rembrandt painting, I could see where he really pushed the reds in the face, like the eyes, nose, and mouth, and pushing reds in specific areas of those features really helped to make the person look more in distress and like they are crying or had been crying. So I took those cues and put some of them in my painting as well. Like I have a strong red around the nostril and in my eyelids and also the whites of the eyes. And I also exaggerated the reds in the shadow of my lips as well. And I really like the way my portrait is looking as the expression is going the way that I'd been going for, that I wanted to, which is a distressed and tired look because this woman was flying but fell out of the sky into the ocean, which would be distressing and probably pretty exhausting. So I'm excited to also then get to work up into the forehead and work on getting the look of the brows being furrowed and lifted and having the forehead reflect that, which I plan to work on next week. And I think that'll just be the cherry on top that really sells this expression for me. But I also want to talk about the mouth because I found it super interesting to work on. Now, I've purposely kept this really not as detailed as the eyes or the nose. I want the attention to be on the eyes, and then as you move farther down the face, the details get less and less. I've noticed when looking at paintings that I love, the mouth is usually left not as resolved as the other features in the face, unless the mouth is like telling the story of the painting, then it's like the most resolved. And it's one of those things that if you are thinking about it, you can see that in those paintings, but it's not like the mouth is poorly done or distractingly unfinished compared to the rest of the face. And so it really definitely is a balance. And so then I wanted to try this in my painting. And I was also taking cues as well from the Lucretia painting in some parts as well for the mouth. And I really like how it turned out, a whole bunch. I also remember on Nerdrum saying something like painting a portrait is like painting an open wound. And that has always really stuck with me. Thinking of a portrait like a wound that is in the process of healing or opening up more, or maybe close to being all the way healed. When making studies for expressions, it's nice to think of it that way. So I'm not focused on getting a really beautiful, perfectly symmetrical, where all the features are handled the same with like the same amount of detail, but rather how you can show the experience and emotion that the person has had either presently or in the past, and how you can present that in their face through their features. And I really do also prefer paintings where the figures look like they have a strong mind and brain inside their head. And I'm finding right now getting that to come across in the facial expression is thinking of the face as an open wound and where it's at in its healing process. I'm Jennifer Marie Keller. Please subscribe to this channel, comment, and like this video because it really does help me out. I put out new videos every Sunday in my Diary of a Painter series, and I put out new videos every Wednesday for my Diary of a Pregnant Artist series. And if you would like to subscribe to my monthly newsletter, you can go to my website at jennifermariekeller.com. Scroll down on that first page and you'll see where you can put in your information.